Hello there, welcome back to the channel. It's a big Midlands gravel pit today. We'll do some live baiting. We'll catch the live bait first, that's always the tricky bit. I've just set up, got my 2 pike rods set up, no bait on them yet. And it's quite deep, it's 15 foot deep, something like that. That's using a float, quite difficult. So I'm on the feeder. We'll put about half a dozen chucks in with maggot and ground bait, just get some feed out. I'll come back to you when we start fishing. So live baiting, only really do it once or twice a year really. There's not many clubs or fisheries that allow live baiting. That's not because it's cruel or anything like that. It's just that if they're allowed live baiting, it could encourage some people to turn up with a bucket of fish that they've caught from another venue, and the possibility of introducing disease into the water. That's the main reason why a lot of places have banned it. But it is allowed here. Very forward thinking club. We're allowed to fish 3 rods, which I will be doing at times today. I am now. I've got the 2 pike rods, and of course I've got my feeder rod that I'm using. I am licensed for 3, so if you're allowed to use 3, make sure that you've got your rod license for 3 and you can use 3. I can collect live baits either in a keep net or a live bait bucket. I've got a live bait bucket, little air pump on it. You do need an air pump, they won't last very long without an air pump. And I'm not going to keep more than 4 or 5 at any one time really in the bucket. If it turns out that the roach are easy to catch, you should be able to replenish the bucket without a problem. Now, my coarse fishing tackle these days amounts basically to that. Yeah, all my poles and box and platforms and all that kind of stuff's all gone away in storage. So I've got a 4-metre whip which does me on the river, the canal, little lakes, off the boat, Norfolk Broad, stuff like that. Perfect roach catching machine. I have a sandwich box on the other camera. I've just got a few bits, shot, hook, line, a few pole winders, and I make do with this rod. This is a Drennan Pike Flex. It's a 2 3/4 pound test curve 10-foot rod. I use this for a lot of float fishing and trolling and things like that, small live baits, small dead baits on the river, general purpose float rod for pike fishing, but I use it for coarse fishing too. It's my same old Shimano Aero, the old little bait runner. It's got a spare spool for it with some 6-pound line on, so if I'm putting it into action on the coarse fish like I am today, just swap the spool over and away we go and fish little wagglers. Today I'm fishing a feeder. You can see the bite indicator I'm using there. This is a sidewinder. Got a quick release eye on it, so you can take it on and off the line without having to re-thread. Just clips onto your rod with a little O-ring, and it gives really sensitive bite indications. I won't be able to use this rod as a feeder rod because the tip of it is just too thick and I won't be able to see the bites properly. But this gives me some sensitive bite indication. You'll see that when I get a bite, it will just pull in line with the rod. Works really well. So we've just got to catch some. The trouble with live bait fishing is bite fishing is generally done kind of autumn, winter, spring. You get into the winter months when it gets cold and the water goes clear, the roach can become elusive and you just can't catch them. So you've no choice other than to fish dead baits. But if you can catch live baits, they do work really, really well. Got a little bite there. I think that's already hooked, possibly. Well, I'm going to enjoy a cup of tea. I'll bring you back in a little bit when we've got some baits and we're putting the pike rods out. See you in a bit. That was fairly easy, that. I've only took me 45 minutes, got half a dozen roach. I've got some slightly bigger ones on the right hand side. I'm going to fish some smaller ones on the left hand side. I'm going to keep going with the feeder, hopefully get some bigger stamp of roach. The ones I'm getting are only little small ones. I've got a couple of a little bit bigger, but yeah, let's keep going. Well, where have I been for the last few months? Not had a video out since back into the season, back in March, but it's been the summer, the heat and the drought. It's killed it for me, as well it has for you. You know, it's I've been doing a bit of carp fishing, but even then it's a 20-foot deep lake and it's down 2.5–3 foot. Rivers have been so low, and as we know, low oxygenated water and pike fishing don't go hand in hand. But I normally get some April, May time, do a little bit of surface fishing, but no, we didn't really have a spring to speak of. It just went straight from winter into summer. It was just red hot from April onwards. But we're bouncing back now. We're into November now. We've had a good block of rain. The groundwater's been replenished now. The couple of floods have been through the river, so hopefully I'm going to get that jerkbait fishing next week. But I thought we'd just try something a little bit different today. That's a perfect live bait size. Beautiful roach. Look off the tail there. Well, there's been no sign of any pike. A couple of hours, a couple of casts around. A little bit more suited for catching the live bait here though, just nice open water. I'm going to move down a few pegs. It puts me in casting distance of one of the islands. So a little bit more features for the pike. So we'll have a walk down there, we'll have a look. See, this peg's going to put me right in casting distance of the island. Got a little bit of a backwater here. Got a few more features for the pike. So let's go and get the gear. Back there. There we go. Yeah, not a bad one. Perhaps a scraper double. Quite a deep. It's made a bit of a mess here.
Might be a restart.
Come on, open wide. Beautiful. See if I can just get rid of this out.
A good take, was he?
Yeah, scream, you probably heard it, did you?
Yeah, it was going off. I thought, well, that sounds like a bit of a something going on there.
I'll
a bit of splashing
I think we'll mess with that afterwards. If we get him, I'll try and bring him into me. There we go. Thank you. Get rid of that. Steady on. Yeah, it's in pretty good condition.
Yeah, nice.
Well, just about a double.
I would have thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah,
yeah, why not? Zero them ready. They're ready to go. go. Lovely. There we go. On there. Not that big, to be honest. No, 7. Yeah, just about 7. It was a bit hollow, isn't he? Yeah. It's quite a deep body. That's strange, though, isn't it? Yeah, that sort of size. Have a look how long he is. Get on there. There we go. Just a pike. Into the fork of the tail there. Be about there, won't it?
72.
Yeah, 72. 72 centimetres. The Mona scale is in inches because it's really old. So 72, 28.35. 28, yeah. In the ballpark.
Yeah.
In the ballpark.
Yeah.
Just over 7. That's a good start. Plump.
Not bad.
Get him back. Won't get your mum. It's a nice long fish, but it didn't weigh that much. I did weigh it. It was 7 1/4. A nice fish, good take. Let's drop him back. Oh, no messing. Out of the way. Come around. There we go. Well, I fight hard in here. Look at the prize. There we go, come on. Ooh, there we go.
Bigger?
About the same as the last one. Yeah, not a great hook up this, it's just on the edge of its gill. If I'm careful I might just be able to get it, if not I'm going to have to cut the hook. Oh, have we got it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done that before. Stay there.
Similar size, isn't it?
Yeah, about the same size. Good condition again.
Yeah.
The other one had a strange mark on the other side. Yeah, like a round. This one, so it's not the same fish. Yeah. But yeah, probably £7 or £8. It's a nice fish.
Very nice. Well done.
Yeah. Let's get him back. Number 2. Just enjoying a cup of tea as well. There we go. Yeah, got a match angler on the next peg. And away. So, oh, just pull it off there. Okay, so there's the sliding float. Slides on the braid. The braid is joined to the tray swivel. The usual grinner knot there. You see there's a sleeve at the bottom of the float. That just pops over the swivel and that anchors it to the trace. So that is fixed, and that is 4 feet to the lead. It's 2 feet for the up trace. This is wire. 2 feet, and then 2 feet down to the lead. On a £6 mono. It is a weak link. If it was to get snagged, you can pull for a break and that will break first before the wire or anything. So there's the swivel arrangement. It's this little black clip. It's actually a Fox set. Just look for Fox up trace rig. That's it. It's in 2 halves and it clicks together. It just traps that swivel there. So the swivel is on the line. So even if that plastic thing failed, it's still on the line. So the up trace is 2 feet. The weak link for the lead is 2 feet. And my hook trace is 18 inches. This way it can't snag. Can't snag, and then you snag. Yeah, it can't snag in the float, and it's not long enough. It can't snag on the lead. And the reason we have an up trace, the dead bait could be swimming where my hand is, and a pike can come and grab it and accidentally grab your main line as well. But because that's wire, that's protected as well. That's an up trace, used for live baiting really. And there it is. Let's get a bait on. Let's get it chucked out and see if we can get one at the depth. The sun's going down a bit now. What time have we got? It is 22:04. The clocks have changed, so it's going to be getting dark about 5 o'clock, isn't it? So I've got an hour and a half. I've got time for a little bit more action, hopefully. This is a 3rd peg. I've not brought all the gear down to this one. I'm fishing off my barrow, which I do tend to do when I'm bait fishing. I like to move around, keep in touch with the fish, keep it interesting. So I'll put the camera back on the tripod. I'll leave it running. Hopefully, if there's any action, it will pick it up. We're going to lose the light shortly, so I better finish off now while I still can. Not been too bad a day really, has it? I've fished 3 pegs, I've had 3 runs, and I've had 2 fish out. Not quite the doubles that I thought that first one was. Still weighed it, it went 7.2. It looked a huge fish for £7. You never put £7 on that, but the scales never lie. Second one was a little bit bigger, maybe about £8. Bit enjoyable just the same. The river's a little bit out of sorts. There's an awful lot of rain yesterday, and it's not really fishable. Hence, decision to come onto a gravel pit for a change. Bit of live baiting. I think we've made the right choice. Well, the pike fishing season's well and truly underway now anyway. Even though it's November, it's still unseasonably warm. I left my house at 5:30 this morning and it was 10.5 degrees in the car, and I've had my hands in the water today and it's nowhere near as cold as you'd expect it to be for November, but we're on the way. My old mate Mick's coming down for a couple of days next week, so we're going to get on the river hopefully and do a bit of dead bait fishing, a bit of big jerk bait fishing, so hopefully bring you along for that. Please give the video if you a like, just click the thumb thingy and subscribe button, tick the bell if you want to get notified when I upload a new video. It does help the channel if you do those things. Find me on Facebook if you want, but until then, stay safe and I'll see you in the next video.